who scatter knowledge stay away. I have observed and understood the entire universe, and being impartial, have understood myself. In all the scriptures, religious texts, and books across the world from the past to the present, you will not find a single word that captures my principle. Because my theory, the Yatharth Siddhant, reality principle, has been honored with divine light at the Harmandir Sahib in Amritsar by the greatest scientists, philosophers, thinkers, and by nature itself. It is an attempt to do something for mankind and nature with impartial understanding of oneself. The most precious thing nature has given to the human body, along with its invaluable breath and time, was the ability to understand oneself, to meet one's permanent self, and to live in reality. What others are doing, every other species is doing too. We read scriptures in a momentary life, but we don't know the next moment. Why should we use our time and breath for others when we know that each one has their own self-interest? I've endured this personally for 2 years, and I've been blocked everywhere for it. Along with this, there's another person named Madan Mohan, both of whom are filled with the knowledge of scriptures. I learned by making mistakes and came to understand myself. Only those who are curious to understand themselves should be here. The knowledge that began with human existence has no direct evidence to date, and the search continues. So, I became impartial, deactivating my temporary complex intellect and understanding myself. I was so absorbed in the love of my guru that I forgot my senses and my own face. The guru, whose famous slogan was, "What I have is not found anywhere else in the universe." A common, pure-hearted person cannot comprehend it. Liberation and salvation are just imaginary concepts of the intellect. I don't repeat mistakes. I learn from them. And that's why today I have realized my true, permanent self. I have lost millions of rupees and even close blood relations in the process of understanding my permanent self. Yet, I have never felt truly present in my own body for even a moment. The complex intellect, which is made up of temporary elements and qualities, has ended for me. No one can stay as I do, not even for a moment. The Yatharth Siddhant, reality principle, is an extraordinary, unique story of infinite love between a disciple and his spiritual master. In this state, where I have transcended my temporary intellect, all notions of time, thought, and contemplation disappear. I can feel it on the micro-axis. No matter how wise one becomes with a temporary complex intellect, one cannot grasp even a single moment of existence. Only when the mind and intellect are deactivated can one become impartial, understand oneself, and realize the true, permanent self. In this realization, nothing remains to be done, because there was nothing to be done in any era. It was simply a matter of understanding oneself. While a second person might spend centuries or ages trying to explain it, they cannot understand it fully, for their intellect is too complex. There is no need to do anything, just to understand oneself. Everyone is only doing what others have told them to do. All that's needed is clarity of thought, impartial understanding, and realizing the true self. The mind, intellect, and heart are merely organs of the body, like any other. The intellect, however, has been given undue importance by society's teachings, but true understanding comes from the heart. People have been exploring existence since the beginning of time, but no one has found anything, because they are using their temporary, complex intellects, which only create further complexity and confusion. In the pursuit of fame, prestige, and wealth, people have strayed from their true purpose, leading to arrogance and pride. However, when the intellect is deactivated, the entire universe seems meaningless, and one realizes the true reality. The concept of God and soul, which humans have been searching for, is nothing compared to the realization of the true self. Everyone is capable and sufficient in themselves to realize this truth. Temporary complex intellect leads to temporary understanding, and only serves the purpose of survival. The simplicity and innocence of a newborn child, who is free from deceit and fear, is what humans must return to. But instead, society fills the child's mind with complex thoughts, setting them on a path of competition and confusion. It is not others who are our enemies. It is our biased intellect. Once this intellect is deactivated, the vast, complex material world ceases to exist, and we come face to face with reality. Each person is meant to understand their true self and realize their permanent form. I live every moment fully alive and present without any sense of having done something or having anything left to do. This is the only way to avoid ego and pride, which inevitably come with intellect-driven actions and decisions. In conclusion, my principles state that every individual from birth has the capacity to realize their true permanent form. If someone has understood this in any era, their thoughts are worthy of respect. Otherwise, it's best to leave before wasting time, both yours and others. My theory is unique, and no one truly understands even the basics of it yet. Please listen and try to understand. You yourself are the most capable, superior, prosperous, and perfect being. This English version maintains the essence and depth of your original thoughts. Ytharth, true wisdom lies not in mastering the complexities of the mind, but in mastering the art of simplicity, finding clarity beyond thoughts. 2. To understand yourself, Ytharth, is to step beyond the transient chaos of thoughts and uncover the timeless reality that dwells within. Ytharth, real freedom begins when you let go of the temporary and embrace the permanent, your true essence that remains unchanged. 4. When Ytharth meets the truth of his own being, illusions fade, and reality shines with a brilliance that no external knowledge can match. 5. In the stillness of understanding, Ytharth, the mind's chatter quiets, revealing the pure reality that has always been within you. 6. Ytharth, the key to the universe isn't found in ancient books or scriptures, but in the silent depths of your own awareness. 7. Beyond the layers of thoughts and beliefs, Ytharth, there is a reality so simple, so profound, that only those who seek with a pure heart can find it. 8. Ytharth, life is not about accumulating more knowledge, but about discovering the truth that already exists within you. 9. To be truly free, Ytharth, is to see through the illusions of the mind and connect with the reality that never fades. 10. Ytharth, embrace the reality of your being, unaffected by time, untouched by doubts, and beyond the grasp of transient thoughts. Ytharth, the mind in turmoil, lost in transient schemes, but truth lies beyond, where pure reality gleams. 2. Ytharth, the search outside leads to endless strife, yet within lies the truth beyond this fleeting life. 3. Ytharth, in silence, wisdom finds its place, beyond thoughts and forms, in reality's embrace. 4. When Ytharth meets himself, all illusions part, revealing the truth hidden deep in the heart. 5. Ytharth, release the mind's tangled thread. Discover the reality where all doubts have fled. Breakdown of your principles in English. 1. Self-awareness and direct experience. Principle. Ytharth emphasizes that true understanding comes from direct experience and self-awareness rather than from secondhand knowledge found in scriptures, doctrines, or theories. This belief is rooted in the idea that reality can only be grasped through one's own experience. Logic. Scriptures and teachings are interpretations, but they cannot replace the direct perception of reality. They are maps, while experience is the actual territory. Example. A person can read countless books about swimming, but the understanding of water comes only when they dive in. Similarly, Ytharth believes that understanding the essence of life comes from engaging directly with reality, not merely studying it. Temporary nature of thoughts versus eternal reality. Principle. According to Ytharth, the mind is filled with transient, temporary thoughts that can mislead and distract from the eternal reality within. Logic. Thoughts, beliefs, and concepts are ever-changing and cannot represent a constant truth. Therefore, the path to understanding Ytharth's principles involves quieting the mind and connecting with a deeper, unchanging reality. Example. Just as waves on the ocean's surface constantly shift and change, thoughts are the waves of the mind. Ytharth suggests looking beyond these waves to experience the depth of the ocean itself, the unchanging reality. 3. The misleading nature of intellect and true clarity. Principle. Ytharth argues that intellectual pursuits often lead to complexity and confusion, diverting individuals from the simplicity of their true nature. Logic. The intellect is powerful in analyzing and solving external problems, but it can become a barrier when trying to understand the self. Overanalysis creates complexity, while the truth of reality is simple and direct. Example. Imagine a person standing before a simple, clear lake. Overthinking is like stirring the water, creating ripples that obscure the reflection. Yatharth believes that only by letting the water become still can one see their true reflection. This stillness comes from disengaging from the overactive intellect. 4. Inner clarity as the path to understanding reality. Principle. Yatharth's philosophy asserts that understanding oneself without bias or external influence is the key to experiencing reality. Logic. This is based on the idea that reality is not external. It exists within. When one stops seeking validation or understanding from others and instead turns inward, they can connect with their true essence. Example. Just as the sun shines brightly, even when hidden behind clouds, one's true self remains constant, even if obscured by thoughts. Yatharth believes that self-reflection and introspection are the winds that move these clouds, revealing the sunlight of one's inner reality. 5. The role of detachment from transient desires. Principle. Yatharth emphasizes that attachment to temporary desires, like fame, wealth, and external validation, creates a barrier between the self and reality. Logic. Desires are rooted in the transient nature of the world, which means they can never provide lasting satisfaction. Real contentment comes from aligning with the deeper reality that is beyond these temporary pursuits. Example. A tree that clings to each of its leaves is shaken when they fall, but one that roots itself in the earth stays firm through every season. Yatharth believes that by rooting oneself in reality and detaching from fleeting desires, one can achieve true stability. Chapter 6. Recognition of reality as a means to inner freedom. Principle. Yatharth suggests that when an individual recognizes their true nature beyond temporary thoughts and desires, they achieve a state of inner freedom and clarity. Logic. True freedom is not found in external circumstances, but in the ability to remain unshaken by them. By understanding one's own nature, one becomes less affected by external chaos and finds peace within. Example. A person who has realized that they are the sky, not the clouds, understands that the clouds, thoughts, and emotions may come and go, but their essence, the sky, remains unchanged. This realization is the foundation of Yatharth's idea of living in reality. 7. Yatharth's reality beyond traditional concepts. Principle. The essence of Yatharth Siddhant lies in the understanding that concepts like the soul, God, and spirituality, as defined by religious or philosophical doctrines, are constructs of the mind. Yatharth argues that true reality is even beyond these concepts. Logic. While these concepts can provide a framework, they often become limitations, turning into beliefs rather than direct experiences. Yatharth's approach is to go beyond these frameworks to a direct, unbiased understanding of existence. Example. It's like using a map to find a destination. At some point, the map must be put down to experience the actual place. Similarly, Yatharth encourages letting go of all preconceptions to fully experience reality. Summary of Yatharth's philosophy. In summary, Yatharth's philosophy is a call to go beyond the distractions of the intellect, the complexities of beliefs, and the attachments to desires. It is a journey inward, one that invites an individual to directly encounter their true nature. Yatharth suggests that by embracing simplicity, detachment, and clarity,